Hi folks, Wednesday, like I've probably said in the last video, if you look at this sort of light here, it's flipping light out there. Weather's changed a little bit, it's still flipping stonking hot, but yesterday it was sort of dry heat. Today it is flipping clammy heat, and it just makes you go, I am melting, I am melting. And that's what you bloody feel like, you're sort of flipping melting. Anyway, went to town today. I think I only went for coffee. That's the bloody problem. I go for coffee and come back with all sorts of bloody rubbish. Show you one or two bits. This I got yesterday, but I weren't going to do a video just for this. It's another one of my albums, and it is the Sugar Cubes, and the Sugar Cubes look like this. Well, don't look like it all the time, and if you look just there, you might notice, those that don't know the Sugar Cubes, that's York. Back in, I think this was done 1980, I'm probably going to be wrong, it was 1986, but it was 1980 something. I think it was 1986. Just to sing with this, and it's pretty bloody good, to be honest. One or two's in Icelandic, which I just pretend I understand, but bloody good album. Pre a lot of the stuff she does nowadays, but you could see all the modern stuff come in. So another album. What I'm doing is I'm predominantly buying 80s goth and give or take a little bit, but at the same time I'm looking at other albums from that time which were either classed as goth a little bit on the outside, maybe were punk or a crossover between the punk and the goth, new wave, all sorts. And what I'm trying to do is, because it's a bloody album forest, I couldn't get through all the boxes. The deep X amount, you'd have to lift all these to get to them, and there's so many back. So there's going to be some gems that just don't get done. Some fantastic picture discs that are odd shapes, but it's just flipping fantastic. So I'm looking at bands that I didn't particularly hear of, and I have a listen to them there, and if I like it, I think it's coming home with me any bloody way. One of them I've got to pick it up is Jules X, Jules JOOLSHEX, Jules Hex. I didn't know what they're like or anything. When you look at the front cover, it looks a little bit sort of folky hippie. I don't took a lot of notice what's on there, just some round thing, and it sort of gives you the impression of a bodroom or something, so that probably makes you think folk. Put it on straight away, bloody like that, and it's sort of, I don't really know what genre they are, but it was quite punky to me. I shall have to look into them. So there's lots of bands at that time that I don't know about that are bloody good. I can't remember the name of them now, but it was an all-girl band. Well, let's have a look. Put it on. Boy, I've heard some stuff, but that was bad. Unlike Jules X, where you listen to the first bit, or the Sugar Cubes, you listen to the first bit, go, I probably like that. That's going home with me. This one, you couldn't sort of believe it, and then you listen to another track and you're still not quite believing it, and another one, and in the end you think, that is so bad. I'm not sure whether they were supposed to be sort of new wave come punk or what, but it's bad. To give you an idea, gives you the impression of, I think there's 4 girls, gives you an impression of 4 sisters or 4 friends that sing together in the bedroom at home and go, we're bloody good, aren't we? Let's try and put all this onto a record. And some idiots come along and said, yes, we will put you on the record, and it's bloody terrible. This time Simon Cowell would have a bloody heyday, and I'm not kidding. Anyway, less of that. That's the music. What else did I get today? Got this. It's only £2.50, which is cheap for one of these. Should fit iPad Pro 9-inch. Looks big, doesn't it? But it is 9 inches there. Yeah, a little bit on the ippy side, I would say. But I don't take my iPad anywhere, so if I want to protect it, it's in here. So it goes with everything else, doesn't it? But no, it's a bloody decent cover for new, £2.50, and I'm sure that was a lot more than £2.50 in a shop. So yeah, it came home with me. I might even give it to somebody, I don't know. What else did? Went in the different shop to pick these up because I'd put them away. There's 2. When I saw them to start with, I just thought they were novelty things, you know, and the 2 glasses. So yeah, I thought, oh, they're blooming novel. However you drink, it's still there. So me with my infinite wisdom, thought, well, maybe they're just a novelty glass that look good when you're drinking, but apparently they're to put in the freezer. So put those in the freezer, that stuff, and I don't think it's water because it looks a bit syrupy. Freeze it. This freezes. Put your Coke or your beer or whatever in there and makes it lovely and cold without watering down your drink. You know, you put loads of ice cubes in and you go, tastes like bloody water, doesn't it? Yeah, so 2 of those are £1 each, so they were coming home with me. So I bought those because I put them away. I put the other away as well. Then I saw these, which I'm sort of turning into a bit of a card buff. I don't like playing cards, but I sort of like looking at card tricks and practice a couple of card tricks and that. And it doesn't hurt to have a few packs. And they had these in, which are brand new, in plastic packs of cards, and they were just 50p a pack. Got loads of them, so I just brought 2. So I've got quite a few packs now because when you're doing tricks, sometimes you need to into swapping them. So yeah. And then what I normally do, like the record shop, I have to try, I pay up that end and it's packed. Then what I try and do between there and the door, I try and walk like an horse with blinkers on, because if I look either side, oh, blooming heck, so I put that away. Oh, I'll try it. It's just the same in the charity shop. So I'd finished, had a bit of a chat, we're going to walk away, and I just happened to look down where the counter is, it's glass, and I saw this, and I thought, that's bloody novel, that's novel. I thought, reminded me of a big fancy belt buckle or something like that, maybe a brooch or so. I just said, what's that there? And she pulled it out, had a look, and it was this. I don't know if I need to put a photograph up afterwards, but if you can, maybe you can see it there. See all those little crystally things in there. There's all little ones here, big one. They're all over the flipping place, but I'll move it about a bit, you might see them. Yeah. And that was flipping gorgeous. I was flipping having that. And if you want to know what it is, well, I think it is. You undo it, and there's that. So obviously it goes one width, two widths, and I think I'm more or less certain, I might be wrong, that it's a wristband. But how bloody, look at that, how flipping neat is that? Is that whatever that bloody word is for me, means fancy. Oh no, I'd wear it, but for a little lady goth that'd look really bloody nice. And that was, and it's new, you can tell it's never been used, and that was £2.50. How bloody cool is that? £2 bloody 50. If I'd have said, no, I'm not taking it home, I'd have been bloody stupid, wouldn't I? Right, I think that was my bits for the day. The other thing I thought I'd show you, which I might have done in a video at some time, showing bits, but I looked over today and I saw it and I thought, I'll put it up. Some people might not have seen it. I bought this 2-3 years or so back, and I'm a sucker for, what am I a sucker for? Skulls. And this was a ginormous skull. But there it is, folks, look at that. It's a lovely little skull, and if I can get it right, see, it's on that hand. And why is it on a hand, you ask? I can hear you asking. Well, just look at that. What does that say to you? What does that say to you? It said it to me. And when you buy it, it comes in a little box, and there's a little book with a verse in the book. And this is what it does. If you look at down there, what's it say to you? Shakespeare, Hamlet. Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him well, Horatio. There you go. Poor old Yorick. Now, if I bring it a bit closer, I don't know if you'll hear it or not. I'm going to press this button here, and if you listen, you might hear. Who knows? I'll have to bloody edit it, won't I? Right, there we go.
Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now, how abhorred in my imagination it is, my gorge whims at it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed, I know not how oft. Where be your jibes now, your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table on a roar?
That looked like me, didn't it? Yep, the verse from Shakespeare of Alas, poor Yorick. Pretty bloody neat, I thought. And if I tell you what, give me a second and I'll go and get the other one. Okay, I'm back. Did that feel like a second? Well, that was Yorick. Before I got that one, a friend gave me this as a present. Again, it was the same company, I think, that does the little skulls, and they do other things. But she gave me this because it was typically me. It's not a skull, but again, it come with the little book with the words in it. And there, can you see that? We have to do that. That's a bit, that's it. Yeah. That's a little raven, and no, it's not going to quote all of Edgar Allan Poe, but it will do this if I press that little button. Let's put it in the light. So all he does, he calls out his name, Nevermore. Cute little thing. So really, they're a nice little thing to buy. I think when I bought the skull about £9 or something like that, which 9-10, I'm not bothered. It was a nice looking little object, nice little bird. The little book that come with it was the actual poem of the raven. With the skull was the actual verse or verses of Alas, poor Yorick. Blah, 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 blah. So that's just an added little bit on the end. That should be it. I'm going to go away now and flipping melt and maybe have a cup of tea or something, because it's very British, a cup of tea, and something to remember when you're out there sweating your cobblers off. If you go in a little cafe or anywhere, a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, or whatever you drink that's warm is more beneficial to you than a glass of Coke or something. It's cold, you swill it back, and then if you think about it, as soon as you've had a good swig of it, you can feel it all coming out. You start sweating. Have a hot drink, it does the opposite. It cools the body down rather than warms it bloody up. Don't ask me why that works, it does. So yeah, a cup of tea rather than a Coke. So now really I'm going to bugger off and have a cup of tea. I could have one in here, can I? Bottoms up. Bottoms up. Have fun, folks.